What's up, guys, and welcome to the podcast. I think I'm just going to call it the podcast for now. It's LHD Gaming here, and who else do we have here with us today?
We got Brood King, or I guess you guys can all start calling me Greg, because everyone on this
Oh
podcast
my god,
seems to
I was
call me
like
by my actual name.
practicing. I've been practicing.
Oh,
to
were you?
call
We ruined
Brood.
it last week. We talked about this
Yeah.
earlier this week. You said
Yeah.
that I think we should
I'm
go
like,
with
you know what,
Greg.
screw it. I'm
Okay.
like, just screw it.
It's either
'Cause it's
Greg
not gonna,
Because
or
we've never
work
called
at
you
all.
that.
Yeah, Gerg.
Greg.
Yeah, we're just Grega or Brood, like whatever.
Whatever name you
Call
can
me
think
call
of,
me whatever
can
you
probably
want.
call me
Yeah,
that.
pretty much. Exactly.
Can
Exactly.
you
So yeah, we got
dig
Brood
it?
here, or Greg, and who else we got here?
Teig. Phil, have you ever seen The Warriors?
I don't know what you're talking about. What Warriors?
Okay. Like, the movie, you said, can you dig it? That's from a movie.
Oh, really?
The
I had no
Warriors.
idea. I had no idea. I thought I
Oh,
keep hearing it in different
on
songs.
to the list it goes
Yeah.
of things of you need to watch.
Okay. Oh my god. Lord have mercy. Well, we're back again. It's been 2 weeks since our last one. Actually, kind of more 2 weeks because I was having massive issues getting the podcast onto the internet. Because by the time I
So
was
it's been less than 2 weeks since it was uploaded.
Yeah. By the time I was done editing it, it was like 8.7 gigs. And it took like 14 hours to upload it to YouTube. Because my upload speeds are so
On your
bad.
beautiful internet.
Yeah.
You need
Rip.
to work on that.
Rip.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah,
Rip.
well, yeah, Brood over there is laughing because he's got,
Oh.
I have the fastest internet in the city, apparently.
No, I don't have 150 open internet. I got the 50 megabytes
Well,
per
whatever.
second.
Nah.
So beautiful. It's so crispy. It feels good. Feels very
Krispy
good.
Kreme?
Mmm.
Don't get me
Very
started.
crispy.
Right. I'm
So,
hoping I can snag myself some Krispy Kreme this weekend.
are you going to the States?
Oh, you're going to States?
No, all my family's coming in from like the deep south, so they're all coming back.
Deep
They're
south.
coming from hell?
That's what she said.
No, the deep south.
Oh, Lord. How was everybody's week? Or 2 weeks, I guess. How's everybody been?
We're good. Good.
Pretty good. Yeah, good. Greg?
Been all right up until last night, and we'll get into that
We'll get
a
to
Well,
little
that.
come
bit
on, you
later
had
in
a
the
good
podcast.
evening last night,
N-
nonetheless.
No, like it.
Really?
Like I tried.
Really?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna go into
Really?
this later. I will go into this
Wow.
later. We'll save it for later. It'll be Greg's rant. That's what we'll call it.
Oh,
Greg's rant.
Oh, you taste that? You taste that? That's salt. Super
Yeah,
salty
no.
over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that where you're going to be
Anyways.
for Halloween? Salt? Just a big old salt shaker? Just kidding.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty
Don't
much.
spill
Pretty
'em.
much. Thank you.
I mean, don't
Thank you, guys.
spoil him.
Oh my god. Alright, so I figured that. Okay, I don't know what order to do this in. Okay, we need to talk about a name. At least get some ideas, okay? Because as Brood mentioned before we started the podcast, Greg, there's okay, I called it the crew just because that was literally I had to instantly make an email address. I think, do you know what the email address is? Okay,
No.
the crew podcast at gmail.com was already taken, so I named it L Crew Podcast at
Oh, gosh.
gmail.com. Okay?
Like Lay Crew?
L Crew.
Lay Crew.
Le Crew, but like Spanish, El Crew. Anyway, so
Oh.
yeah, Greg was saying there's a million YouTube channels called The Crew. So do you guys have any ideas? Like, I
No.
honestly
I mean,
don't mind
nothing has come to mind.
views from the peg because we're from Winnipeg. I don't know. Like, is that too cheesy?
A little bit.
That's a little cheesy.
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
think so.
You know what? All right. I told you guys to come up with some ideas, so
You gave us like a minute. 2 minutes to figure
No,
something
I
out.
told you
That
like
is not
a week before our first podcast to start coming up
Well,
with
you just
some names.
reminded us.
Oh wow.
Just reminded
Wow.
us again.
Okay.
It's
okay.
been in the back of my mind. It's not that I haven't thought of it. It's just nothing has come to mind.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out, I'm sure. I am very sure we will. Oh.
Okay, so
But
well, from there we will go. Since we are still, this is only our second podcast.
We're young.
We are young, practically virgin podcasters.
no.
Easy.
We popped it last week.
Okay, well we
Oh
popped
no,
two
this
weeks
is
ago.
our sophomore.
Yeah, yeah.
This is our-
We almost went all the way, but not quite.
this is our sophomore podcast.
So I want to go into like every week I think, or not every podcast I think I want to do like a fun little like get to know us more. So this week I wanted to get into.
Actually, people are just gonna know everything about us,
I know. That's what it's all about,
depending
right?
on how long this lasts.
Depending.
Oh,
Yeah, like
whoa.
fucking years, right? So
Yeah, come on now. We're in here for the long haul here.
We're in it for the cherry pie.
You're my sweet
cherry pie.
Okay.
Oh, he's so good.
So I want to go into how we all got started into video games, like, because it's fair to say all three of us love video games. No. I love my wife. I really
Safe.
fucking like video games, okay? And I love my son. So, Teague, let's start
You
with you.
thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy. That's right. So, Teague, let's get started with you. How did you get started into playing video games?
Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Well, when the N64 came out, my mom actually bought me that. She says I asked for it. I honestly can't remember. That's how young I was. And until Xbox 360 came out, that is literally the only console I had. I did actually have a PlayStation,
Like,
but it was a hand-me-down.
remember
Somebody
that.
just like an actual PlayStation. I still have it
the
somewhere,
OG.
maybe. Like
Yeah,
PlayStation.
the gray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the gray one.
Yeah.
Where you used to be able to like burn games on the computer and play it on there.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had
Oh,
a
yeah, I
burnt
remember
copy
that.
of the Spider-Man game. It was great,
Wow, because that's what
Oh
everybody
yeah.
wants to play.
Spider-Man's so good.
but
Yeah? Come on now.
basically I played it for a bit. It just got kind of boring because I had the Spider-Man game, and then I had the demo disc that comes with the magazine, which I didn't even subscribe to. So I had like a super old version. And by the time I had the PlayStation 2 was already out and like thriving. And then when 360 came out was 2005, November 22nd. I had saved up forever to get it. And I think I only managed to get half of it, because you got to think I was like in the 7th grade, so I didn't have a job. And my parents ended up paying for the other part of it. They actually got it. My mom actually, I got it for Christmas, but what she ended up doing was getting in line and actually going. I thought she just went to work. She actually ended up getting in line forever at Best Buy, I think, and went and bought it.
Wow.
Basically from there, it was a labor of love. Never wanted anything to do with Sony again. I mean, the odd time they had games, but from there, from there it was when Blockbuster was actually a business, I would rent the new games all the time and just play the crap out of them for the week-long rental.
Smart.
Because once again, I could not afford to own games. I didn't have a job. So
Fair
I
enough.
sit here looking at my collection, and it's smaller
Mighty.
because I got rid of a lot of crap.
Like Saints Row? Just kidding. Oh,
Heck no.
shit.
Jeez.
Shots fired.
Wow,
Sorry.
hater.
Savage. No, I
Hater.
actually like Saints Row. Anyways.
Such a great, entertaining
Wow.
series.
Until you get to 4.
Then it just kind of goes downhill.
Still
from
haven't
Saints Row
played it.
2. Saints Row 2 was amazing. Saints Row 3 was
Mhm.
okay. Saints Row 4 I was so glad they said this is the last one. I said you guys have kind of killed it.
Whoa,
Well, they
pardon me.
kind of also, spoiler, killed the world.
True. They
So,
literally destroyed everything.
Oh, that's so cute.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Greg, let's get on to how you started playing video games. But as you begin, I'm going to be temporarily absent so that I can crack open a beer. So
Ooh.
I'm here in
Crack
spirit,
open a
okay?
cold one.
BRB.
Necrophilia?
going.
Crack
Alrighty.
open a club?
Yeah, pretty much. So
Halloween's
I
coming.
actually did like go into it last week a little bit because like my origin of my name comes from PC gaming, and that comes from when I was little and I would always play PC. So PC gaming is where I started, was because of my dad. He was really into it, so I naturally played PC games. It's a huge RTS guy, so StarCraft, Age of Empire was like my jam.
Oh
Warcraft,
god.
the original and 2, I played the second one so much. Um, Warcraft 3, I played the
Oh,
crap out of that one too.
so
Like,
much.
oh yeah, oh yeah, I would always like be online
It used to just be an
playing like,
event. Want to come over and
yep,
play? Heck yeah.
yep, yep,
Time
yep,
is it?
yep,
Like
Oh, yeah.
6 in the morning?
Yeah.
yep. So started with that, and I told like we've never had a console as a kid because my parents didn't want us to play video games. Yet my dad was a PC gamer, so
Heathens.
don't know how that works. Yeah, so we always wanted consoles, but never got one. And then when I was in grade 7, my parents surprised us at Christmas with a PlayStation 2.
Aw, I
And
remember
Oh
the PlayStation
oh
2.
yeah.
yeah,
I even
I don't
played
even
on
know
it.
where it is. I don't think I still. Yeah, I don't even know where it is anymore. I think my sister has it, or it might have actually just died. But
Evaporated.
we played the
I think it
crap out of it.
died.
I think it died. I remember the power cord was like a little iffy.
Weird.
Yeah, well, it was a PlayStation 2 Slim, so it's not like it was built to really last. It was just built to be cheap
Oh
compared
yeah,
to the
you had
big
the
old
Slim.
brick of the original PlayStation 2 that was just a huge frickin' thing.
El
Yeah.
So
PlayStation
played
2.
that, played PlayStation 2, played a lot of that, and then when I got a job in grade 10, I wanted to get an Xbox 360 because all my friends were
You saw
playing.
the light.
I did, and it was Microsoft. So then I had to save up my money, and I was saving up money, and I was about a month away from getting it, and my dad's like, "Oh, let's get you that 360, seeing as I've seen you been saving up for it."
Aw,
So he paid for my 360, and then got me to pay him back for it afterwards.
that's nice.
Got me a 360. Yes and no. Like it was good. I was like willing to wait because like I was getting to the point where I was starting to save money for things that I wanted, and I was willing to wait for it
Hmm.
because I'm like, I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna get it. I'll get it eventually. Like I can wait
Yeah.
a bit. Like
Making that Mad
doesn't
Skrilla.
matter. Yeah, pretty
Looking at
much.
Zellers.
Yeah,
Yep.
Zellers.
I still got my
Yeah.
Zellers shirt
Wow.
I think I do too, actually.
with my name tag.
I don't even know where my name tags are. I think I actually got rid of them. But yeah, 360, played that, and then when the Xbox One came out, got that on the first day, and play that, and I'm still currently playing 360 and PC, some League of Legends over there.
Nice.
You actually play 360?
No,
I play
no, I don't.
360
I'm thinking
games
what
on
I'm,
Xbox One.
yeah,
Go
I'm
on.
thinking I'm gonna be giving it to my cousin because my aunt's was wanting to get him a console, and he was really interested in getting a 360, and I said, well, I've got one that's just sitting and collecting dust, so you can totally have mine, and
Aw, nice guy
at least
Greg
someone's going
over
to be
here.
using it. Yeah,
Hashtag nice
yeah,
guy
so
Greg.
actually going to be picking it up this weekend. It's at my ex-girlfriend's house, so I'm going to go over there and pick it up
Awkward.
so that, yeah.
Yeah, don't you
Yeah.
have the newer version of the 360 though?
No,
No.
I still have
No?
like the OG white one.
The classic.
Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
weird seeing it white because I've always had the faceplate on mine.
Yeah, hey, the
Yeah.
blue.
Those did not like take off
Take
at
off
all.
like they wanted to.
You would think it
Not
would
at
though, right?
all.
Like I don't understand why it didn't, but whatever.
It was so limited. That's why. Like
Oh,
you had to get them
Yeah, it
only
was
at
something
certain
they.
places.
Well, no, what happened was when it came out, they were like, "You can change your faceplate," and it was like, "Oh, sweet," and everyone's like, "Why? It doesn't matter."
yeah, I guess so. I
I
like
didn't even buy it. It was given to me.
right, yeah. I like customizing things, so like I'm surprised I didn't even get behind that. So I guess it's all my fault now.
I just
Yeah.
threw on a bunch of stickers on my Xbox,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is custom.
You're like, this is legit.
Myself.
Yeah. Okay,
Represent.
my turn. Video games. Okay, guys. Jeez, selfish. Okay, can I talk?
Best for last.
Save the
get
best for
over
last.
it.
Yeah,
Aw,
exactly. Best for last.
Guys, stop it. You're gonna make me cry.
It's like you don't even know us.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Not
Okay.
selfish.
So I video games I remember being a pretty small kid and like watching my dad every once in a while, like very limited, play like a demo of a game. We had this CD and it had like 100 demos of games on the CD. And so
Wow.
yeah. So I remember watching him play some of these demos. Like I'm talking like um Diablo 1, like super old.
So
So
like all PC.
Wow.
yeah, all PC. Like the original the original Doom. Like I remember him playing the original Doom. Anyway, so I remember like being a kid, like if I got to watch dad play video games, I was stoked. Like I remember being so excited. So I always knew I really
Oh, I
liked
was in the exact same boat as that
yeah.
with
So
my
like
dad.
and then as I got older, then I started playing those games that were on the disc, and then we started getting into like racing games. So we'd play Need for Speed. I've played the original Need for Speed, the very first Need for Speed that ever came out. I remember playing religiously with my dad, and then a bunch of the Need for Speeds there on out. We would always get them as soon as it came out and play those on PC. And then as I was getting older, we got less, like fewer and fewer games. Wasn't really allowed to play games, so I would always want to go to friends' houses because then I got to
Heathen.
play video games. Like I would like invite myself over because I would want to play video games so bad. Um, and I
Like
remember I
me.
started working and I asked my parents like, "Can I buy a console?" And they said no because they were worried that I would play too much, it would affect schooling
Heathen.
and things like that. And it might have, honestly. So and then the summer I turned 15, my appendix ruptured and I was stuck in the hospital for about a month and I was bedridden. Like I wasn't allowed to walk around. I had surgery during that time, and all I wanted to do was play on. The hospital had an original Xbox, and they had Halo 2, so I played
Peace.
The original Halo 2 for 7 hours a day for about 3 weeks straight. That's all I did, and like whenever
Master.
my dad came to visit, we would play together, and like we played through the campaign literally multiple times. I still have every single word of probably the first like 3 missions completely memorized. Like I can play through those missions and
Shit.
say everything that everybody's saying. So after that, that was August. That was August to September, and then that following December, my dad pulled me aside and said like, "Look, we really wanted to get you a console, because I was borrowing one of my friend's consoles at the time." And he's like, "We really wanted you to be able to get your
Oh,
own
swell guy.
console." Yeah, right. And he's like, but like it was either going to be a 360 or and nothing at all, or a bunch of like smaller gifts. And I was like, "No, no, no, that's fine." I had a way like totally enough cash to buy one out. So I just went out shopping on Boxing Day the next day and bought myself a 360. And the first game I ever owned was Lost Planet. I thought it was a super cool game.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was the first game I ever
Never
owned.
really played Lost Planet.
The first
Neither
one
have I.
was so damn hard. Like, it was actually so difficult. I remember giving up. I never got through it all, just because it was so hard. At the time, though, right? Like, I was 15, so that was literally almost 10 years ago, 9 years ago.
You weren't MLG Pro yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then of course I started playing Halo 3. I got really into Halo 3, especially online, playing with a bunch of people, like these two randos called
You.
Teig and Greg, and doing LAN parties. And
You never played
like
online with me.
what?
I played a lot
I
with
didn't have-
with Phil.
I didn't have live. Okay, so when 360 came out, like, cause live's older than that. But
Yeah.
360 came out. I don't think I had fully functioning Xbox Live till like 2011.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
But remember, it stopped working super randomly for me, Greg, and it was just, no, that's it, I'm done, I don't care anymore.
Yep.
Well, I was playing Halo 3.
Mhm.
Right. That's why you
Mhm.
would come over all
Good
the
old
time, 'cause
times.
then we would play.
Yeah, because I
Oh.
didn't have live.
Cool.
And,
So
like, because your company is great.
stop it.
There's that too.
Oh, you guys are too nice.
Just a bonus.
Stop it. So, anyways, after the Halo days, I moved to Edmonton, started college, and I could play way less. I never played video games, basically. Oh, no. Let me back up. I tried to start playing Mass Effect 1 multiple times and could never get through it. And then one day I just picked up this game and I could not put it down. And so as a grad present, a bunch of people chipped in and got me Mass Effect 2, which I played religiously the summer of 2010. And then I got Mass Effect 3. And I've been a huge fan ever since. I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. And then, I remember I was selling cars, and the Xbox One came out, and I was top sales guy of the month, and I had like a really good check, so I bought myself an Xbox One and played Titanfall a lot. And yeah, that's been pretty much it. Although I have started playing PlayStation 4, so I got
Traitor.
both consoles going, but then I also built myself a PC, and now I have Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So yeah. Well, now we all know how we got into playing video games. So speaking of video games, there's been some pretty big releases, since the last time we've had a podcast. I know not all of us have played them, but I know I honestly haven't played. Oh, I played a little bit of, one, but I've watched a lot of gameplay of both these games. So, first off, Battlefield 1. Obviously, it's not the first Battlefield, but it does take place during World War One, and that's why it's called Battlefield 1. I know, Greg, you haven't played it, right?
Just the beta.
Just the
That's all I
beta.
was
Oh,
playing.
okay,
Was just
right.
the beta on that one map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Teague, have you played it at all?
Just the beta. I'm getting it. It's just probably not till next Friday.
Right.
Payday.
Payday.
Decent.
Fair. Yeah.
So then that means Greg will then have it.
Yeah.
Right. And then you guys can play it, and then you can invite me over, and then I can play it with you.
Swap
So
off.
I don't know.
so what do you guys think about the fact that, like, obviously the major competition to Battlefield is Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is going in like a super far-fetched, futuristic space battles kind of way, and then you get the polar opposite with Battlefield 1 going back in time to World War One. What do you guys think about that?
And
You can go
the
first,
thing is,
Teague.
it's funny because you got to think that, obviously, whichever company's making this latest not Battlefield, Call of Duty, I don't know whether it's Infinity Ward or what's the other one, Activision? Is that right?
Treyarch.
Treyarch.
Yeah,
and-
sure.
Activision is the publisher.
Right. Okay. So regardless, they've always been working on it for a couple of years because all the Call of Duty games are made so far in advance
Yeah, yeah.
because that's why they have two companies doing it.
They actually have
But
3 companies doing them
also
now.
oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
People, stop playing Call of Duty. Just play real Battlefield.
Yeah, hey.
I
So,
mean, that was always our argument beforehand was, the difference in the games is the when you play Call of Duty multiplayer, it's very linear. Your map is very set.
mhm.
There's only so many places you can go, whereas you play a Battlefield game and it's huge. And there's some matches sometimes take like an hour,
Yeah, yeah.
and it could go either way. And then I mean, for some people, obviously Call of Duty would be better. They don't want to play an hour-long game. They
Yeah.
want to play a couple rounds
They like
and be
the
done with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
The
also
quickness of it.
Yeah.
like what the difference is between like Battlefield and Call of Duty is Call of Duty is a Twitch shooter, and Twitch shooters are like super fast paced. ADD people play these games because they have like the attention span of like they can just look at everything and they're moving super fast and they have like their sensitivity up at like 10 and they're flying across the map. They can see everything. They're moving super quickly and it's just like too much is going on. And whereas like Battlefield is like just don't mind what I'm saying, but like it's a man's game because it's like for like the older gamers, like they aren't as fast as reflexes as the younger guys, and they can enjoy a game and it's more tactical. Like
I was gonna say it's not really a man's game. It's more of a seasoned gamers
yeah, okay,
Okay,
yeah, well,
that's a good
but
way
like
of putting it.
because there are
Yeah.
female gamers, and we want to be
Yes.
PC about this.
okay, wow,
Good thinking, Teague. Yeah, I totally
yeah.
agree. Like, yeah, just kind of what you were saying, Teague, like the realism of Battlefield. I was actually just listening to a podcast where, on it was an IGN podcast, and they were interviewing a guy that works for, like an organization that provides, video games to veterans and things like that. And he was a veteran himself,
Yeah.
and he had to literally put down the controller and like sit down and take it easy during the opening scene for Battlefield 1. So like it is like, and it's fair for it, like it's super I don't want to say super realistic, but it is far more realistic than Call of Duty. And I don't think Call of Duty is, even aiming to go in that direction, obviously, but yeah,
Not
I have to agree with
anymore.
that. Yeah. That's a good point. Like that's how that was the way they were going for a while, right? And now
World
it's,
War
was-
II is where they started,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then it was
Yep.
Call of Duty 1 through 3 was World War II strictly, and then
Yeah.
we had World at War, then you had Modern Warfare, and then this I actually enjoyed Call of Duty up until World at War. World at War was great. It was like, oh, you kind of like redid everything a bit, and that's when did they introduce zombies then?
Yeah.
Or was it before that?
Nope.
Anyways, so like they had that and stuff like that, but and then you had Modern Warfare. It's like okay, but then it felt very recycled. It's like Modern Warfare, Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 4. It's like okay, can we? And then so it's like okay, and eventually yeah, the progression was that you can't just do the war in Afghanistan forever. But then it was always the same cliches. It's like, oh, we're fighting Russians and stuff. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So now I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to also break that mold where it's like, we're always fighting the same people. And so now the last game was very futuristic. Like it was set a fair distance into the future. Now it's like, we've colonized another planet. So
yeah.
at this point, I feel like they're trying to get in with the sci-fi crowd who's like, oh, there's real futuristic weapons and like you can change all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's like, really, you guys are kind of running out of ideas. I feel like if you didn't make one of these every year, it would probably be better for you in the long run.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
you know what else though? They have a beautiful Kit Harington being in this new
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
and
So he's the new
who
bad
was in the
guy.
last?
So
Who was in the last one?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, yeah.
Yes.
No, that wasn't even the last one, but
No.
But yeah, I see that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to throw in celebrities in there that are like super. Like when Kevin Spacey did it, it was right after um House of
House of
Cards
Cards?
House of
started on
Cards.
Netflix, and
Yeah.
now obviously they're taking Kit Harington because Game of Thrones is huge. And I know Game of Thrones has been huge for a couple of years, but you got to think when they started actually developing this game, Game of Thrones probably had just started
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
being
true.
really popular. It was probably like season 2 when they did it, and we're beyond season 6 now, going into 7.
One thing
So
also,
yeah, so that
Exactly. Yep.
one big difference for me
Or-
that is huge, like graphically. I know the new Call of Duty isn't out, but the beta has been out for 2 or 3 weekends in a row, and like graphically, Battlefield 1 is incredible. Like
DICE and that Frostbite engine, just amazing.
I
Oh,
know.
it's mint. It's mint.
And the fact
Like
that
it's beautiful.
yeah, and the fact that they have those giant maps where like there's planes flying around and there's giant blimps.
Yeah,
and
like there's just so much
siege
going
trains.
on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
And it's
Siege Train's
64 versus
amazing.
64. Or is
Yeah.
it 64
It's
to 32 versus
amazing.
32?
I think
I remember
it's
it's 32 or is it
64,
64?
64.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, frick. 64 against 64. Like, frick.
I'm super
That is a
amped.
lot of people.
Yeah, I'm super amped because the new Mass Effect is getting put through the same engine. So that's gonna look crispy.
And that'll be,
Yeah,
oh,
doesn't
that's gonna
EA
be,
make
oh,
Mass
it's gonna be-
Effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're the
BioWare,
publisher.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, EA's publisher. Same thing for, like, Battlefield. They're the publisher, but DICE is the
Yeah.
game developers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's the other thing, like still sticking with the Battlefield versus Call of Duty thing. I feel like oh crap, I forgot where my train of thought was going here. Crap.
I love it when that happens. Stop thinking mode.
I always found too that I remember the last time like Brittany's brother Justin, he had just gotten a Call of Duty game. I think it was the last one. And
Black
he was
Ops
playing
3.
with a friend, and I was like, that no. Was it Black Ops 3 was the most recent?
Yeah, that was.
It was like
Yeah.
slightly in the future. Okay.
Yeah.
They were
Black Ops
both,
3.
but
So, yeah.
anyways.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so he's playing that with a friend, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, thinking, oh my gosh, this kind of looks like Halo 2, like at its best.
Yeah. Hey. Oh my
And
god.
I said to him, I said, so why does your brand new game look like it came out in 2005? Oh, well, it actually doesn't look that bad. I said, no, it really does. I said, and the gameplay just kind of looks pretty basic. You kind of run around and shoot each other. There's nothing really like hardcore. There's no like set skills. Like, oh, first guy to pull the trigger kind of just wins here.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, they're like, well, you can't have good graphics and good gameplay. It's either one or the other. I said, well, you got neither right now. I said, but also, you guys, it's 2015. Don't tell me we can't have that.
No kidding. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and anytime I was like, this isn't super real, I said, oh, look, you got that sight on that guy's head. It's gonna hit his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no skill here. Like, when bullet drop was a thing, that was ridiculous. And, you were pissed off that a guy nailed you in the head, but you're also at the same time like, holy crap, that was far away.
Yeah.
That was skill.
Like that took skill. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
in
so
Call of
I-
Duty
yeah.
games, headshots do 0 extra damage. They actually do 0.1 extra damage. So it takes the same amount of bullets to the
Wow.
body as it does
So
to the
dumb.
head.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
a waste.
Dumb.
Yeah. Exactly.
Might as well go
This
for
is so
body
real,
shots.
you guys.
Exactly. Like I remember seeing that and just being like, what? But whatever. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right, so
Uh,
obviously we're all like, Teague, you said you were gonna get Battlefield probably, so we can talk about it some more
Yup.
after we play it, just because, damn, like I've literally watched 10 hours of gameplay of it, and like,
Wait, seriously?
yeah,
You
I've
watched 10 straight hours?
not straight hours, but altogether I've probably
You're
watched 10 hours.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dedicated.
It's pretty nice. All right, so let's move on to the other game, Gears of War 4. So, first off, some big changes, just because, originally the first 3 Gears of War games made by Epic Games, and now this one, of course, is being made by Coalition Games. So I think that's pretty impressive that it's a different, it's still Microsoft based, but it is technically a different company making it. So you guys have
It's like
played
the
it.
same thing with Halo.
Yeah, exactly. So, you guys have played it a bit, right? So for like Gears of War is really well known for its story. So I know you guys have played some of the story. So without any spoilers, like how do you guys like the story thus far?
We've only really paid like the intro. I don't know about
We
you,
haven't
Greg. I
even
don't know if
finished
you
the
played
first
anymore.
act yet. No, no, no.
Yeah.
I've been saving it for whenever we'd play it together. Like we're on the last chapter of the first act, and there's 5 acts in total.
Oh.
And it's like you can tell it's a Gears game.
Yeah,
You
hey.
can tell like it's got like the same kind of feels. It's like it's like
Chainsaws and guns.
Yeah. What else do
chainsaw
you
and
need?
gore, not just gore, lots of gore and profanity. Oh, fantastic profanity. It's just it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And
And
it
like you
looks
have
great.
like
It's
Yeah, hey.
aesthetically
yeah,
appealing.
60 frames per second does wonders.
Is it running at 60
Like
FPS?
actually, yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah. You can tell. It's mint. It is just
Yeah.
so good.
It's the nice thing is that finally games have come out to suit the power of the Xbox.
mm-hmm.
Whereas obviously in the first year it was, oh, we're making these games for Xbox One, but like we obviously don't know what the full output of this machine and how it's going to work is
Well,
because
not just
they
that, they were also developing for 360 as well, so it's like they had to
Right,
do
so they
both
Yeah.
games, so they
rendered,
had to
yeah.
dumb it
so now
down.
now they've
Yeah.
stopped that. So
Yeah, so now I can like do
And then they're only going to get better,
what the
right?
gaming console is
Because
meant to do.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
now
Oh yeah.
the Xbox Scorpio is going to be coming out, so that should be interesting for sure. And then
not making that purchase unless the Xbox dies.
yeah, right, totally. I
No,
know.
what they're well, yeah.
It's for people
Yeah, that
that
makes a lot
have
of
like
sense. But
4K TVs, right? Like, cause yeah, it's gonna
Or,
be
even
MLG
then, theirs
Pro.
are so expensive though.
Mhm.
Like getting a 4K TV, like my goodness, those are so expensive, and the technology isn't there yet.
yeah,
Like we're
exactly.
just getting to the point now with like 60 frame per second and like just getting 1080p,
Yeah,
60 frames per second.
yeah,
Like that's where we are right now. And to go to 4K to make that jump up there, it's just gonna be ridiculous.
I know.
Like,
It's like
we're still at least 2, 3 years away from that.
yeah, it's nice because consoles are finally getting into PC ranges, and like that's pretty impressive, especially with the price tag that comes along with like building a
hmm
4K PC. You're looking at about $400 Canadian at least, or not. No, sorry, $500 Canadian. So the fact that you're getting a console that outputs 4K for below, like, well, I guess they haven't announced pricing yet, but they said it's going to be very competitive with the like already made Xbox. So I think it'll be either 300 or $400. So like considering all that, like it's pretty impressive all around for sure.
Well,
And
and
what's
the
also really
bonuses. Sorry, go for it.
no, I was gonna say what's also nice is with what they're doing with the Scorpio, is that they are just expanding the Xbox One lineup. So instead of them just making a brand new console and then now segregating the entire
It's like when the Elite came out.
community,
Yeah.
exactly. Like what they're doing now is they're building on top of the Xbox One. And from what what I've read and what I've seen is that the Xbox One is supposed to be there for a while. Like it's the S is for the people that can afford it and that they want the graphical bonuses.
I
But
don't think
you
there
can
is
still
any
play
graphical
like
bonus
any
on
X.
S. It's
I
just
thought there was.
No, it's just a slimmer one.
No,
And
I meant I should have said Scorpio.
oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Scorpio is supposed to have like better graphical
Mhm,
output
mhm.
compared to like the Xbox One and the S.
Yeah.
So it's like what's really nice is like they don't have to you can still develop the exact same games for both for like all three consoles and then you don't have to worry about dishing out 400 $500 to get a console because you already have it,
Right.
which is really nice because they're
Yeah.
expensive getting consoles.
Yeah, definitely. And then yeah, if there were games that were your favorites on Xbox One, you don't have to rebuy them because you bought a Scorpio or
Mhm.
something. So yeah, that's a good point. That's
Exactly,
interesting.
exactly.
What were you gonna say, Teague?
I don't even remember.
Teague, I keep telling you, stop thinking about me.
Sorry, I can't help it.
I can't help it. There was something else I wanted to mention. I think it's been 3 months in a row. Xbox has been the best-selling console in general compared to the PlayStation 4 for like the first time ever, basically. Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but
Makes
then
sense.
at the same time, it's very interesting because holiday season is coming up, right? So November and December are the two biggest months for console sales. So it'll be interesting to
Mm-hmm.
see who wins November and December for console sales. So,
Yeah, because this is
I'm
also
assuming
the
that's
third
also
year.
North American numbers, right?
I think it's in general.
Well, see, it's hard to believe because Microsoft consoles do not sell as strong in the Asian markets because they're very much a Sony based,
Right.
and Nintendo. And speaking of, Nintendo announced their new console, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
I don't
The
know how I
Nintendo
feel about
Switch.
that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, yeah, let's
It
go back.
basically look
Keep going.
Oh, sorry. It basically looks like, an iPad with controllers. So and the video makes it look, oh yeah, your friends are out and stuff like that, are having a rooftop party and they're drinking and stuff. So, yeah, bring over your Nintendo Switch that's totally not socialized and just sit around this tiny little screen.
But I've never owned a Nintendo product. Never have I ever bought
See, the
anything Nintendo. And
last great thing Nintendo made for a console was the GameCube.
I don't know. The Wii was pretty revolutionary, especially for its time. So
Mm-hmm.
I
I
have a
agree.
GameCube.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
I
GameCube is
own
pretty
consoles
classic.
now that I don't.
Play.
Now that they're not relevant, I own them.
Yeah, but you don't have good games for them. I'm gonna buy you Super
Oh,
Smash Bros. Melee so that we can play it on that.
okay.
And
Anyway.
get one of them old retro TVs too, so you can play it at like the way it was meant to be played.
No way, bro.
Are
Because
you
at
kidding?
these
I
like
still got a
HD
tube TV in my
TVs.
bedroom.
I played that shit
Perfect.
on
There you go.
IMAX. I played a GameCube on IMAX before.
That's
Anyways,
intense.
so
That is.
my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Like I said, I've never purchased a Nintendo product ever, so I actually saw it and was pretty impressed with it. Like, I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool that like, yes, you can play on your TV, but the exact same device you can take wherever you want to go, right? Like, I
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I thought that was pretty cool, and like,
Sounds like it's just a really expensive tablet with controllers. It's like if I really want to play that, I want to just get a laptop. It's basically just it's almost like they're trying to step into the PC market, but by using a tablet.
yeah, but at the same time, like, you can't buy an iPad and play Skyrim on it, right? Like, that dude was playing
No,
Skyrim on it.
but that's just it. It's Skyrim's old already.
I know, but like, even still, like, it takes a pretty hefty PC to run that, right? Like, not a hefty one, I guess, but like, I don't know.
And
I thought,
that's my other problem with Nintendo is that it's a lot of recycled games. Look, Skyrim. Okay, well, Skyrim came out how long ago? 6 years ago now?
yeah, about
I
that.
think it was like 2008,
No, 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 no.
2008,
No,
2009.
it was 2011.
Was it 2000?
Yeah, Skyrim came
Okay,
out while
so
I was in
5 years
college.
ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still,
I
it's
don't
a
know. I
5-year-old
wasn't
game.
wasn't into that game.
And Nintendo has a tendency. I know they have a super strong fan base, obviously, and people just keep eating it up. But they keep redoing Zelda games, they keep redoing Mario games and stuff like that. And I know that's obviously like their key games that pretty much made them as popular as they are today. Like,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
doesn't know Mario? Who doesn't know Zelda? But at the same time, they haven't made anything new. They haven't come out with a new character or anything. They'll kind of put one away for a bit. They're like, "Hey, guess who's back? It's
Right.
Donkey Kong." It's, can you I want them to come up
Guess
with
who's
something completely
back?
new.
That's fair.
But
That's
then
fair.
what the problem is though is if you try to make a new IP, you like it's like if don't fix if it ain't broke. That's why so many games are just recycled because it's like it's a good recipe, it works, so they just keep making the same things. They keep milking it until the cow's basically dead. But that's like what it's like making like all the indie developers, like that's why there's not a lot of them because everyone's afraid to make something new because if they make something new and it flops, like there goes that gaming developer because now they just sunk all their money into this game.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to think of all these popular games that you really think, how long have they actually really been around? And you're like, holy crap, this game is huge. But it hasn't been around that long. Like Mario's old. Mario's before all of our times. But you think of
Yep.
Halo. Halo's actually not that old. Halo is we're older than Halo is. We're older than Gears of War. We're older than the Battlefield series. We're older than the Call of Duty series.
Yeah.
But they're all huge. We're older than are we older than GTA? I think we're older than GTA.
I don't think so.
We're like barely older than these.
I think that's like, yeah.
I know, but at the
Just
same
like-
time, it's look at Mass Effect. Mass Effect's not even that old.
Yeah, yeah. Xbox 360. For sure. All right, well, we've hit the 45-minute mark, so I think we gotta switch
really?
gears. What?
Have we really?
Yeah, I know. I know, time flies when
Wow.
you're having a good time, right? We gotta make this quick. I have to go pick up my wife from work right away. Well, not right away, but soon-ish. Greg, I know... Okay, how do I even start this? Okay, so first off, I don't watch TV. I've watched... Okay, I watch like
neither.
Ridiculousness. I watch like Tosh.0. I watch funny shit. I actually
Oh, loved Tosh.
I know, Todd. Don't even get me started. Don't even. Anyways,
So
also
funny.
Stranger Things. That's like the only serious show I've watched from start to finish and enjoyed.
That's on Netflix. That doesn't count.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's a
Like that
show.
doesn't even count. But anyways,
No,
so
but it's
What
not
are
on
you talking about?
TV.
It's
He
got
doesn't have to
episodes?
wait for it. He gets instant
Yeah.
gratification. He wants to binge the whole
baby.
season. He can binge the whole
I
season.
love that instant gratification.
Harry
Anyways,
Potter.
so a new show. I literally thought the show had ended years ago, and then everybody's like, "Oh, it's the pardon me, it's the premiere." I'm like, "What?" So I told you I'm drinking beer. It's all good. So yeah, Walking Dead season what? 8?
7.
7? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, season 7 has come out.
Blew his mind.
Apparently shit goes down. Looks gross.
Yeah. Well, do you want me to
All right, let's hear your
segue
rant.
into that or
Try
talk
not
about it?
to try.
Okay. No. Well, okay, so season 6, Walking Dead last year ended in I think it was March. So the season ended with the introduction of one of the comics' most badass villains from the series, and that villain's name is Negan. And with the introduction of him, he is shown to be a huge deal in the comics. Like he shatters everybody's expectation of like a villain. Like he's introduced at the 100th issue of the comics, and crazy stuff happens at like big milestones like this. So in the comics, what happens is when Negan is introduced, I can't remember who exactly is in the list of the main characters from The Walking Dead that are there off the top of my head, but when he's introduced, how he does is to show that he means business, he kills one person from whatever group that he is going to be going into business, or should I say, making them work for him, like providing him with half of their stuff. So Rick's group tries to like just get out of it, and Negan's like, no, he's not having any of it. So what he does is he lines them all up on their knees, and he has no idea how to decide. So he does eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And he ends up on Glenn in the comics. So Glenn in the comics is Rick's right-hand man, and was such a fan favorite. And he gets killed by Lucille, the baseball bat that Negan has. That's what he
Barbed
calls his
wire.
baseball bat. Yep, wrapped in barbed wire. He kills Glenn by bashing his brains in, and it is extremely graphic, and it is brutal, and it's not for the faint of heart to like read. Like it was just like I was completely shocked when I read it, and I'm like, no freaking way did they just do this on the comics. Like this
pooped
guy has been
himself.
around since like one of the first couple issues of the comics, and they killed him off at the 100th issue. Like it was such a like
Hey, he
phenomenal
had
send-off.
100th days.
Ew. Wah, 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 wah. So the comic, that's what happens in the comics.
Oh. Oh, there it is.
So, season six ended with the introduction of Negan, and the exact same thing goes down, except at this point, he does his entire speech that he does in the comic is pretty much word for word, except for on the TV version, there is a lot less profanity. This character is known to say the F word all the time and like have extremely colorful profanity.
What's the F word?
Fuck.
Oh.
So,
Greg,
yeah.
this is a PG-13 podcast. Lord
That's
have
the
mercy.
only F word we get then.
I thought it was something
Yeah,
else, but
yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
continue.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Wow, what did you think it was?
I was just kidding. Keep
Crew.
going.
Okay, so in the TV show, how they ended is with them all lined up, and he does the whole eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and he says, "And you are it," and he points at the camera, and says, "If the father moves, rip out the son's other eye and feed it to him before we get started." And he bashes the camera in, and blood goes down, and he yells, "Taking it like a champ!" And fade to black. Credits roll. So, back in March, this is when this happened. I was losing my mind. I was so mad. I was furious because I'm like, they built this guy up for the entire 6th season, just to have him show up, bash a camera, and nothing at all. No, nothing. Nothing's come
That's
out.
how you
like,
get audiences to come back next season.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was, yeah. But if with the following that they had, like, why? Like, I don't know. It just.
You want to make
I
sure they
haven't
keep
seen-
coming.
Yeah, I haven't seen this the season premiere yet, so I have no idea how well they do it. From what I'm told, they do a fantastic job of starting it off. It picks up exactly right after the season 6 ending, and so to go into my rant. My rant is about spoilers and the people who spoil stuff. I'm the kind of person that if I want stuff spoiled, I will go looking for the spoilers. I will
Or
go
leave it
out
out
of
of
my
the
way
fridge.
Yes, I will go out and look for these spoilers. If I want to know something, the internet is a wonderful place. You can find stuff instantly if you want to know stuff. So, if I want something spoiled, I will look it up. I will do it that way. I don't enjoy spoiling stuff for people because what's the most amazing part of the experience is experiencing it for the first time. Like raids, going in blind for Destiny. When you know nothing at all, it is phenomenal. Like I did that with Wrath of the Machine during Rise of Iron. I went in there blind, didn't know anything. Like honestly, the best experience I've had in Destiny in an extremely long time. But not to get up too far off the path. It's like going in its realistic first impressions, enjoying the experience. Something on my own terms. Because and for spoilers, if it's just I want to know it on my own terms. Not because someone else deems it worthy of telling me said spoiler. For example, like last night, went out for wings with Teig and a couple other people, and I made it known that I have not watched the season premiere of The Walking Dead this year. Like blatantly first off because, wanted to throw it out there so that if anyone wanted to make jokes about what happened, wanted to say anything at all, that I made it known that I did not want to know anything because I plan to watch it on Sunday. So, made it known. And that didn't go very well because one of the guy decided to just blatantly blurt out a spoiler and it completely it broke me because like I had no idea what was going to happen to one of these characters. No. I'm probably going to when I watch it because it's like one of my favorite characters of the show and like one of the characters that like yeah, no, I'm going to be extremely choked when I see it. Like I was being nice about it. I was saying, "Hey, don't tell me," like being nice, just stay quiet. Stay quiet. You don't need to say it. Like just be quiet about it. I'll find out when I want to find out. Like I was staying off social media. Like I was doing the best I can. I did read one spoiler on before we went out for wings last night, and I'm like, okay, I know there's two things, so I didn't know what they were, but I found out one of them. And I'm like, okay, well, it's my own fault. I went on social media. I can't blame the person for me reading that spoiler because, like, people spoil stuff all the time. But the second one, though, like, was not needed to be told. Like, he, like, we're having a fantastic time, you know, wings, drinking some alcohol, like, just being merry. It was fantastic. Like such a fantastic time. Like I haven't gone out in a very long time to do wings, so I was extremely happy to like do this. But him reading or him saying the spoiler, he stole that experience from me. Like stole what enjoyment I was going to get from experiencing it for myself halfway through when I was going to actually watch it. Like I'm watching on Sunday and this happened last night on Wednesday and he stole that experience from me. And to have him be proud of himself for doing this and being like super happy with himself for spoiling it for me just made me feel even worse about myself. Like
Oh.
not only did he spoil it for me, he rubbed it in my face that he was proud at the fact of spoiling it for me. So what I did is I drank an entire pitcher of cider to myself and I got completely hammered because like I just did not want to deal with it right then. I shut down, I was quiet, didn't talk a lot, and I just carried on with the evening because like I didn't want to do anything, didn't want to say anything because don't want any other spoiler to be said. So I sat there quietly. So over the years, I've accidentally spoiled stuff for people, and I've had people rip my head off for it. Like, if I said something by accident, like it was just like in conversation, didn't mean to say it to someone, like didn't mean to like spoil it, but I was just talking, and it just comes out of my mouth, and the person's like, "Yo, I had no idea that was going to happen, and you just spoiled that for me." So I got my head ripped off. So there's some rules that I've like come to live by when it comes to spoilers is number one, ask the people you're talking with if they have seen the thing that you want to talk about. If they number two, if they have not, ask them if they are going to. And when they are, so you can discuss later. Three, if they don't even watch the show, ask if they plan to or not. Four, if they don't, then ask if they don't mind hearing spoilers. And number five, if they do, then you may proceed with said spoilers. If they agree to hearing it, never spoil something if no one gives you their consent on the topic. Shows that you respect the person, and it shows the kind of person that you are.
Oh.
It's just like I get it. Like I understand. Like you see something amazing, you see something that is frightening, you see something that scares you, you see something that is very sad, and you just want to tell everyone you know because it invoked such a huge emotional response that you want to tell everyone about it. I get it. I've been there. I've done that before. I've spoiled stuff. I've gotten my head bitten off. Like, I get it. I know not to do that now. And now, and it's like, and when you're talking with the people, when you're on the same page and they've seen it, you can have an intelligent conversation with them. Like, you can get their opinion on it, how they reacted when they first saw it.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's like, as I said earlier, you steal that experience from that person because you told them what is happening. So now, instead of the person going in blind watching it, has now had that experience ruined for them. Like, it shouldn't ultimately ruin the show if you're a huge fan of the show, but it's something that you will not get back. Like, your innocence of it, like, it's taken from you. Like, I know social media is full of people that love to spoil things. It's easy to hide behind the internet because on the internet you're not talking face to face with anyone. It's easy to say anything without any repercussions. So make sure that the people you're talking with are like have either seen it already or like you're seeing it with them. Like just make sure you're watching it with someone that's already seen it or talking with someone that's already seen it because like again, you're stealing someone's experience if you tell them a spoiler, because then now they know, they expect it, they know what's happening. Now it's it's still gonna be amazing because if you're still a fan of the show, like it's not gonna matter. You're still gonna watch it. You're still gonna enjoy it, but now you're not gonna enjoy it as much as if you knew nothing at all. Like, so I get it. Like people on the internet love to spoil things. Like they can hide behind the internet. They never need to see that and see you face to face. They can tell you spoilers and have no repercussions behind what they say.
No
And
regrets.
it's like, yeah, exactly. So, but what I'm like basically trying to say is just respect each other. If someone asks you nicely to just not say anything, like just have respect for that person and just stay quiet. Like if it's something that is important to you, that person that you want to talk with will eventually be like, yo, I've seen it, or yo, I know what happened. Like we can talk about this now.
It's like you with Game of Thrones, and you're like, you haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yep. No.
I haven't even started
Yeah.
season 4.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, it eats me up a lot. Eats me up on the inside every single time because it's like
It's
it's
mostly
you're in
for you,
season
because
4.
I'll let you talk about it. I just can't have input. But it's you're like,
Yeah.
I want to send you this picture, but you won't get it.
Yeah. All these spoiler pictures because they're extremely funny. But like,
Jeez.
yeah,
Well, I mean, yeah, especially Greg, since you said like, FYI, I haven't watched the show yet, so don't fucking spoil anything for me. And then it happens, like that's pretty shitty. But why didn't you just watch it the day it came out?
Because he's waiting for his lady friend to return from her trip,
trip.
and he was going to watch it with her.
Oh, aw.
I was
So he
also
being
trying to see.
respectful.
Yeah, I was also
Oh,
trying to see how long I was gonna be able to avoid spoilers because I knew at some point like I was basically I figured if I can avoid people, if I can make it to Friday,
That's rude.
I'll be good. I will be good. Like I can become a hermit for the next 2 days
Yeah.
and block everyone out and just play video games, and I'd be fine. But I
But
made it to Wednesday. Both
See, the-
spoilers got
The
released
funny
to
thing
me.
is, I found out who died by reading the newspaper.
Yeah, no, that's really shitty too. Like,
That
it's
is-
like, why would they
Well,
have something
I
like
mean,
that
I
in
don't
the
walk
news?
it. I don't watch it, but it even says like that's the day where they talk about the most recent show.
Does
So
it
I
say
feel
spoiler
like,
though, or no?
yeah, I
Okay,
think
well,
so.
there's
I don't know.
that.
you would hope
I
Okay.
don't
so.
care. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I next podcast will be able to review Doctor Strange.
Is it out that soon?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
out
November 4th.
next Friday.
Damn, son, I had no idea. I still haven't
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
Jack Reacher. I want to see that movie so bad.
I
Go
haven't
see it
seen
with
it.
the wife.
No, I think I'm gonna see it with my dad.
There you go.
Oh, there you
Bada
go.
boom,
There you
bada
go.
bang.
See-
Hey.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go. I'm not sure when it's out. I think it's soon, or it might be already.
What is?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go see Inferno as well.
Oh,
The third movie from the
Da
Dan
Vinci.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, like, yeah, I haven't seen any of those movies, but I am totally interested in them. That'd be good, yeah.
I hear obviously the books are way better.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but you
I
can only fit
haven't
so much
I haven't
into.
read the books,
Yeah,
but
so
I
exactly, you're good to go.
but the fiance has them, so whatever.
Perfect. So it is around the 1 hour mark, so I think we should wrap it up there, guys. If you are listening to this, thank you so much for listening to this entire thing. We all really appreciate it. I think last time I checked, we had 30 views on our last podcast. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
that's what I
that's
saw too.
impressive. Like, that's not like,
Okay,
oh,
everyone. For those 30 people, tell all your friends.
not-
We can do 60. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I also appreciated everyone who left a comment. Leave more comments, constructive ones. Do not talk about chips. I'm talking to you, Kyle. You know who you are.
Oh.
Don't do it.
Yeah, everybody
Other than
leaving
that, though,
comments.
I mean, I appreciated the comments. I
Yeah.
said constructive criticism, and I mean, we got some.
exactly.
Some not so much.
It's all good. It
But-
was our first one, right?
Tell
And,
your
like,
friends. Tell your friends we're gonna try and reach 60 views on this one, providing it's doesn't take 14 hours to upload.
Okay, give me like probably a day. I'm hoping to have it uploaded by tomorrow. Okay.
It's 24, so
Yeah. Jeez. Hey, wait, what? I have. Wow, wow. You guys are setting some pretty high standards for me here. At least I don't have to. Oh, I do have to edit something because children, but whatever. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
The
for...
joys of kids.
Yeah, yeah. Not that you would know, but.
ooh,
Yeah, just kidding. Not yet.
me neither.
Oh my god.
Shots
Yeah.
fired.
Yeah. So, shot. Okay, perfect. So thanks again for everybody tuning in, and we'll catch you in 2 more weeks. Say goodbye.
Peace.
Yo.
Brutal, you guys. Brutal.